Welcome to the Desert Shave Den and week 2 of October, the Witching Month. For today's shave, we'll be using Southern Witchcrafts Druantia. Let's get started. Thank you for watching. My name is Joseph. So I hope your October is treating you well. It's just now starting to cool off a little bit here in Arizona, so looking forward to that. For today's shave, we've got Parasso Pre-Shave. I've got the Druantia Southern Witchcraft Soap. And I've also got the matching aftershave splash. This is my first time trying the Southern Witchcraft splash. It's got a cool black glass bottle and a really nice screw on top. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'll be using the OG Mercur 34C, and I've got it loaded up with a Vashkad blade. That's been a very solid combination for me. And then I've got my badger hair brush, and I've got the soap spread out and loaded in my fine accoutrements lather bowl. So let's get started. So here I'm just dampening my badger hair brush. I've already got some bloom water on the soap spread out in the bowl, and as I've done in a previous video started doing, I'm actually fast forwarding through the lather process. Let me know if you like this or not. Some people, maybe that's a very soothing part. I certainly like making the lather, but I know for, I appreciate your time and want to respect that, and so I'm playing around with the fast forwarding feature. But as you can see, the badger hair brush does eat up a good portion of the lather, so I like to squeeze it out with my hand, but there's still a ton there, and should certainly be enough for at least 3 full passes. So here I'm just applying the Parasso Green Pre-Shave. It's always a good choice as a pre-shave, works well for me. The way I describe it is it just increases my margin for error. It's possible, I don't need it as much as I once did, where I'd get pretty nicked or irritated, but I still like it, and I enjoy the cooling menthol feel. As I was rinsing out my hands and getting ready to apply lather, a long hair, my wife's hair, was apparently in the sink and it's got stuck to my hand, so perhaps it's an early October curse that's plaguing my shave videos, but hopefully not too much of that more to come. Now that loose hair is all taken care of, I'm able to lather up properly right off the bat. Just an awesome lather from Southern Witchcrafts. It is a vegan base, but I mean, I swear it feels as creamy and rich as tallow. If you disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments, but I think if you've used it, you'll know it's just got to be one of the best vegan bases on the market, either among main regular companies or craft, small artisans. It's just really awesome. But for today's scent, we're using Druantia. I have never used this soap before, or the aftershave splash. More on that in a little bit. But this scent is just really nice. The scent notes that they list on their website are cedar, oak moss, rosewood, moss, cypress, tobacco, fungus, sandalwood, mitsutake, myrrh, amber, orange, and ginger. So it's a very complex scent. It's very woody, but it's got a background spice to it. I suspect, I'm not entirely certain what mitsutake or even myrrh smell like, but definitely with the orange and the ginger, it's kind of got that evergreen or forest kind of thing going on, but it's still grounded in some spice. So it almost, sometimes if you go into a kind of a boutique-y shop that that sells scented candles, and maybe they even sell fudge or some other sweet things like that, it kind of smells like that. Like, it's very naturey, very woody, but it's not just like walking into the lumber section at Lowe's or Home Depot. It's a refined wood, and it's got almost a sweet spice behind it. It's just really nice. Now, as far as the name and the inspiration for this, the Druantia, their website describes it as, and this is a direct quote, a tribute to the Druid celebration of the winter solstice, or Yule. Druantia is a woodsy and spicy scent, perfect for crisp winter days. And I agree. I know this is early autumn and it's still pretty warm here in Arizona, but I like this scent so much that I decided to get the splash to accompany it. It's just that good. And as I conduct the first pass, I mean, my gosh, I can barely feel the blade is even there. It's just gliding. There is no resistance. It's just going as smooth as can be. You may have noticed, compared to previous videos, I'm not going straight for an against the grain pass on my cheeks. I recently decided to sort of retry the classic 3-pass with the grain, across the grain, against the grain shave, and I've just really liked the results. My face is equally as smooth, but I feel like the smoothness is a little bit longer lasting, and I think it gives me an even less chance of getting an ingrown hair. So even if, especially on my cheeks, I don't really feel that much different in terms of the stubble after doing the first with the grain pass, but I feel like as a whole, a 3-pass shave, doing with the grain, across the grain, against the grain, I think it's just a very solid, safe way and comfortable way to do the shave. So I'm definitely going to try to stick with that going forward. And after the first pass, we'll definitely need 1 to 2 more passes, but my skin is feeling good. It's well hydrated, both from the pre-shave and especially from the soap. It's really just kind of a pampering experience. So I'm lathering up here for a second pass, and here I'm going to go across the grain east to west. This is, usually I get a lot of audible feedback, and so that's how I know I'm probably entering darn fine shave territory and preparing for, if I do a final third pass, that'll just be an against the grain pass where I'm basically just getting the shave as close to BBS as I can. But the performance of this soap, I've talked enough about the scent of Druantia. That's awesome, but I really just can't say enough about the performance of this base. It just really feels like a high-end soap, and I think if you give it a try, I think you'll agree. I'm certainly not sponsored by Southern Witchcrafts. It'd be fun if my channel and content ever get the exposure such that artisans are sending me their products to demo and to get the word out to other wet shavers. But no, this is my own opinion. I spend my own hard-earned money, and I really stand by Southern Witchcrafts, especially during the fall. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. It's really good stuff. The second pass is feeling really good. I've got some nice audible feedback, but no irritation, certainly no nicks. Here I've gotten it down to just my mustache area and the strip immediately under my jaw and neck area. The lather is already on there, is still sufficient, but the shave is going so well, and I've got so much lather in the lathering bowl that I'm just applying a little extra here just to ensure extra coverage as I do this across the grain pass under my throat and neck area. But I think it's well worth it. It probably would have been fine with just the lather I had, but when you've got excess and you just have a bowl full of lather, just reapplying a little bit to ensure that much extra glide and cushion, make sure everything's still fresh and hydrated, because I am towards the end of this second pass. I just like to edge on the side of caution in that regard. And now here for the mustache area, I'm going basically just across the grain, but in a couple spots I try to angle it, just a smidge up, so it's almost against the grain. That's another change I've made. I've tried to not do true against the grain on my mustache. I'm a little afraid of ingrown hairs. I can do it without cutting myself usually, but I found I can get just a really good shave with, a cross between across the grain and I don't know, 45 degrees against the grain with no irritation and no nicks. And the good news is when I do it that way, I really am done with my mustache area after 2 passes. There really isn't any need for a third pass for my mustache. As I rinse here, that's when I splash the water with the soap on my face. That's just an extra opportunity to really enjoy the scent, and it really comes through. I don't know if it's the fragrance oils or whatever they put in there, but I rinse my razor after it's done the passes. I rinse it in my sink, and then I splash my water with that, I splash my face with that same water, and the fragrance just fills the room. It's really just awesome. So I like enjoying the fragrance when I'm rinsing, not just when it's the lather is physically on my face. And after 2 passes, I would call this a darn fine shave. But it's going so well. I really wanted a nice 3-pass shave, so that's what I'm going for. Just going to do the cheeks, mouth, and jaw area. The mustache is done, and I think we're on our way to just an awesome shave and just awesome products, awesome setup. Now, as a head start on talking about the aftershave splash, I picked this up at Razor Emporium. I really enjoy the opportunity to go in person and just touch the products in my hand. So I did end up getting the Druantia aftershave splash. If money were no object, I would probably get the splash in all of the scents of the soap that I'll be using this month, but I picked Druantia as my number one. As I said earlier at the beginning of this video, the bottle is just really cool. It's got that opaque glass look. The screw on top, it feels really solid. Almost reminds me a little bit of the Fine Accoutrements aftershave splash, where it's just, I don't know, it's not just a standard plastic cap. It is plastic, but it just feels really nice. I know from watching other wet shavers videos, for example, Aaron at AA Shaves, when he's used the Carpathia splash, it looks like their previous bottles had sort of a sublimated, translucent quality where you could see that the actual liquid is white and milky in color, which is just really interesting. And I don't know if that's part of just their ingredients or if they add that for the aesthetic. But, I think of like Ghost Plasma or something. To me, it just works well with the brand aesthetic. That's just kind of, a little weird and different. And as I finish this third pass, this is definitely BBS, totally done, no touch-up needed whatsoever. So I did a cold water rinse, and now I'm going to towel off and prepare for the aftershave splash. And yeah, one more time, I'm enjoying the scent of that water as I splash. Interesting of note about their splashes is they're alcohol-free. The ingredient list is witch hazel, water, aloe gel, fragrance, vitamin E, and glycerin. So that's a really short list, but it's effective. It smells really great. Of course, it's the Druantia smell. The packaging is great, and as I pour it into my hand, it's got the restrictor cap, so it comes out slow, but it is a liquid. I don't know if you can see. I can't get a good angle on the camera here, so I apologize for that, but it does have that milky white liquid. But being alcohol-free, it just goes on really comforting. No alcohol burn, which is also a testament to how smooth and irritation-free the shave was using their soap. But Yeah, wow. I don't know if you could see I said that when I was filming this, but it's just, the scent is just awesome, and the skin feel is top tier. I I picked a scent that I wouldn't just be using for October, but for all cold season, and this is really a winner. Okay, so that's actually the shave. Great result. Thanks again for watching and following my journey on this October witching month. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, just stay tuned for more content. I really appreciate your time. This is Joseph with the Desert Shave Den, and thank you for watching.